There's so many different factors that go into designing woven wire mesh, and one that could easily be overlooked is temperature. How in the world does it affect my mesh? Stick around and I'll tell you everything you need to know. Hey there, what's up? My name's Andrew Kotlar, and something that isn't talked about enough is how woven wire mesh behaves in various environments. Temperature, for example, is an environmental factor that is constantly varying, which can cause the woven wire to expand or contract. So how does woven wire expansion and contraction affect my operational success? Well, having been in the woven wire business for over 150 years, WS Tyler is here to share the experiences we've had over the years to ensure you have the utmost confidence in your woven wire solutions. So in this video, we'll go over the definition of woven wire expansion, the definition of woven wire contraction, the concerns with expansion and contraction, and how to prevent woven wire expansion and contraction. Woven wire expansion is when the dimensional properties of woven wire mesh changes, but the thermal expansion coefficient of woven wire varies based on the alloy. It's super important to always keep this in mind, especially in applications that subject woven wire to varying temperatures, because this expansion is known to cause increased mechanical stress, warping, and breaks. Woven wire contraction is the reduction in dimensional properties of woven wire mesh. And just like expansion, the degree of contraction is based on the alloy used to fabricate the weave. And it's typically equivalent to the thermal expansion coefficient of the alloy, so failure to account for woven wire contraction can cause gaps in your filtering and screening process, functionality concerns, and mechanical stresses. So, like I said, woven wire expansion and contraction are the result of dramatic temperature shifts. When either occur, both the performance and the durability of the mesh can be affected. One of the more common issues that you may run into stems from increased mechanical stress. As your mesh expands and contracts repeatedly, you may begin to notice it becoming more brittle, which can lead to broken wires. You may also find that your woven wire begins to warp. This, of course, compromises the mesh's structural integrity, which can affect how well it fits your equipment. Warping can also alter the profile of the pore openings of the weave, which translates to a decrease in accuracy and throughput. And if your woven wire component underwent some form of welding, you should be mindful of the seams over time. Consistent expansion and contraction can weaken the weld seams, leading to component failure. Looking at how the mesh interacts with your equipment, contraction in particular can create gaps in its housing. This compromises any sort of seal that must be created, which results in the loss of system pressure. But when you look at all the issues that can happen, this expansion and contraction ultimately decreases the expected lifespan of woven wire mesh. It's super important to account for this when designing woven wire and designating allowable thresholds for each. As always, preventing woven wire expansion and contraction starts with selecting the right alloy. You have to identify an alloy that can accommodate the wire diameter, durability, weight, and so on that's needed by your operation. But more importantly, an alloy that can accommodate thermal expansion coefficients at the expected temperature range of your operation. And going back to what I said about designated thresholds, it's recommended that you incorporate flexibility safeguards when installing your woven wire components. This can look like leaving gaps from woven wire expansion, using expansion joints, and using adjustable fasteners. You can also preheat or pre-cool your woven wire before installing it. This will give you a better understanding of how your mesh will react during the operation, which could definitely help you address issues before they happen. And once your mesh is installed and in use, it's critical that you monitor its reaction to the environment. If you're noticing mechanical stress concerns, warping, or breaks, you'll want to either stabilize the environment or your operation, or possibly try a new alloy. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, fill out a contact us form so we can answer your specific questions. Just click the link in the description. And if you'd like to learn more about woven wire mesh or our many products, we have a learning center filled with written and video content to make you an expert. Just click that second link and you'll be that expert in no time. And don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that bell to keep up with all things WS Tyler. Once again, my name's Andrew Kotlar, and I'll see you around in the next video. Bye for now.